erase the world you know. There are no smartphones, no internet, no satellite navigation. Instead, there's the smell of leaded gasoline in the air, the sound of rock and roll leaking from a single dashboard speaker, and the endless promise of the open road stretching out before you. This was the 1,950 seconds, a decade of explosive optimism, of post-war prosperity, and of unbridled ambition. It was a time when the future felt like it was being bolted together right now, in the factories of Detroit, Stuttgart, and Coventry. And nowhere was this ambition more evident, more visceral, than in the automobiles that prowled the brand new interstate highways. Speed wasn't just a number on a dial, it was a declaration of freedom. It was a cultural statement etched in chrome and steel. The world's fastest cars weren't exotic unicorns hidden away in climate-controlled vaults. They were magnificent, fire-breathing leviathans that sat proudly in suburban driveways, their thunderous V8s echoing the heartbeat of a generation bold enough to challenge the very laws of physics. Today, we're not just looking back. We are turning the key, firing up the engines, and resurrecting the 10 most formidable, asphalt-devouring street kings of an entire decade. These are the machines that redefined what street legal could possibly mean and forced the world to look at the road in sheer, unadulterated awe. And be warned, some of these legends have been lost to time, their stories waiting to be told. Prepare to meet the titans. Number 10. The Underdog's Bite. The 1,956 Studebaker Golden Hawk. When you conjure images of 1,950-second speed, your mind likely drifts to the titans of the Big Three. But in the shadows, a smaller, fiercely independent automaker from South Bend, Indiana, was preparing to unleash a predator. Studebaker, a company better known for its dependable, sometimes quirky, family cars, was about to deliver a blow that would make the entire industry do a double take. This is the 1,956 Golden Hawk, and beneath its long, elegant hood lay a shocking secret. In a brilliant act of corporate raiding, Studebaker secured a deal with Packard for their colossal 352 cubic inch V8 engine. This wasn't just any engine, it was a torque-rich monster pumping out a staggering 275 horsepower. Now, place that powerhouse in a lightweight, sleek coupe body weighing just around 3,500 pounds, and you have a recipe for a giant killer. The Golden Hawk wasn't just fast on paper, it was an asphalt warrior. It could surge from a standstill to 60 miles per hour in a mere 7.8 seconds, a time that would utterly embarrass far more expensive and prestigious rivals from Cadillac and Lincoln. This car delivered a raw, exhilarating driving experience. With its tight steering, a throaty exhaust note that announced its arrival with authority, and futuristic styling by the legendary designer Raymond Loewy, the Golden Hawk turned heads and snapped necks. It was a testament to ingenuity, proving that you didn't need a colossal budget to build something truly special, something ferociously fast. It was the ultimate underdog, armed with the heart of a champion. Number 9. The Gentleman's Hot Rod. The 1,957 Ford Thunderbird E-Code. Ford was adamant. When the Thunderbird debuted in 1955, it was not a sports car. It was a personal car of distinction, a sophisticated two-seater crafted for the discerning driver who valued style, comfort, and a touch of glamour. It was designed for scenic drives to the country club, not for stoplight brawls. But by 1957, something had changed. The Thunderbird had developed a mean streak. Enter the E-Code. This wasn't your standard Thunderbird. This was the Gentleman's Express with a hidden dagger. The E stood for the optional high-performance package that transformed this luxury cruiser into a legitimate performance machine. Under the hood, Ford installed a potent 312 cubic inch V8, but the magic was in the induction, a pair of aggressive 4-barrel carburetors. This setup unleashed up to 270 horsepower, putting it squarely in contention with the era's most celebrated performance cars. Despite its plush ride and considerable weight, the E-Code's abundant torque and clever gearing allowed it to launch from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 8.5 seconds, a blistering pace for a car so exquisitely appointed. Here's what makes it truly special: its rarity. Of the more than 21,000 Thunderbirds that rolled off the line in 1957, only around 1,400 were blessed with the E-Code treatment. They were a whisper among the masses. The Thunderbird E-Code proved that raw power and refined luxury didn't have to be mutually exclusive. It was sophistication with a heavy right foot. Number 8. The Forgotten Hero, the 1957 DeSoto Adventurer. In the grand pantheon of Chrysler's Mopar dynasty, the DeSoto brand is often the forgotten child, overshadowed by the prestige of Chrysler and the blue-collar muscle of Dodge and Plymouth. But for a fleeting, glorious moment in 1957, DeSoto stepped out of the shadows and unleashed a masterpiece of speed and style that could stand with the best of them. This is the DeSoto Adventurer. The name itself was a promise of excitement, and the car delivered in spades. This was no mere trim package. The Adventurer was a limited production, high-performance flagship, and its heart was pure Mopar magic. Under its long hood was a 3.45 cubic inch Hemi V8, an engine that wasn't just powerful, it was a work of engineering art. It produced an incredible 345 horsepower. Let that sink in. In 1957, that was the magic number. 1 horsepower for every cubic inch of displacement, a feat so rare it was spoken of in reverent tones. Mated to a robust 3-speed torque-flight automatic transmission and a fortified chassis, the Adventurer could achieve a top speed of over 130 miles per hour, putting it in the same league as dedicated European track cars. But this raw power was wrapped in an envelope of pure luxury. With its tuned suspension, heavy-duty brakes, and stunning gold-accented detailing throughout, it was equal parts brawler and beauty. The DeSoto Adventurer was a bold, brilliant fusion of performance, luxury, and exclusivity. Its tragedy is that with DeSoto's demise just a few years later, this incredible machine faded into obscurity, a forgotten hero of the horsepower wars. Number 7. The Stealth Bomber, the 1958 Dodge D500 Super D. Imagine this. You're cruising down the highway in your shiny new sports car, feeling like the king of the road. You pull up next to a big, unassuming 4-door Dodge sedan, the kind of car your dad would drive. You give the driver a condescending nod, but then the light turns green. The Dodge's tires scream, its body squats, and it disappears into the horizon, leaving you in a cloud of smoke and disbelief. You've just been humiliated by a sleeper. You've just met the 1958 Dodge D500 Super D. While its corporate cousin, Chrysler, was grabbing headlines with its flashy 300 letter series cars, Dodge was quietly building a weapon. Based on a full-size family sedan platform, the Super D was a bombshell disguised as a station wagon. This wasn't just about looks, it was a comprehensive performance package. The centerpiece was the beastly 361 cubic inch V8, crowned with dual 4-barrel carburetors, delivering a jaw-dropping 320 horsepower. That was an insane number for a car designed to take the kids to school. But Dodge didn't just drop in a big engine. They fortified the Super D with an upgraded suspension, larger, more robust brakes, and a performance-oriented rear axle. It was a holistic transformation from a family hauler into a high-speed pursuit vehicle. Its top speed hovered around 130 miles per hour, allowing it to hunt down and embarrass dedicated sports coupes of the day. The D500 Super D never flaunted its power. It was the chosen chariot for the quiet thrill seeker, the driver who preferred to fly under the radar at warp speed. It stands as a monument to stealthy speed and the raw, unfiltered genius of American engineering. Number 6. The Giant Killer, the 1955 Porsche 550 Spyder. In a list dominated by the thunderous, iron-fisted might of American V8s, our next contender is a stark, beautiful outlier. It is the smallest, the lightest, and perhaps the most dangerous car of them all. Born from the crucible of European racing, this is the 1955 Porsche 550 Spyder. While American automakers subscribe to the philosophy of "there's no replacement for displacement," Porsche championed a different creed, the magic of the power-to-weight ratio. The 550 Spyder was powered by a complex, highly tuned 1.5-liter flat-4 engine, producing what seems like a modest 110 horsepower. But here is the genius. The entire car, with its minimalist aluminum body, weighed a feather-light 1,200 pounds. The result was breathtaking. This tiny silver dart could rocket from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 7 seconds and reach a top speed of 140 miles per hour, effortlessly outrunning American behemoths with more than double the horsepower. It wasn't built for straight-line drag races, it was engineered to dominate the corners. Low-slung, perfectly balanced with its mid-engine layout, and possessing razor-sharp handling, the 550 was a surgical instrument for the road. Of course, one cannot speak of the 550 Spider without acknowledging its tragic, indelible link to the actor James Dean. His infamous death behind the wheel of his own little bastard immortalized the car, wrapping it in a dark, romantic shroud of allure and danger. The Porsche 550 Spider was not for the faint of heart. It was a pure, unfiltered connection between driver, machine, and the road, a true giant killer. Number 5. The Beautiful Brute. The 1955 Chrysler C300. In 1955, America was about to receive a formal education in the art of brute force. If you wanted the single fastest, most powerful production car in the nation, you didn't walk into a Chevrolet or Ford showroom. You went to Chrysler and asked for the Beautiful Brute. You asked for the C300. This was more than a car, it was a statement of intent. A massive 4,000-pound beast of a coupe that could outmuscle and outrun virtually anything else on the road. The secret to its dominance lay under the hood, the legendary 331 cubic inch firepower V8, better known by a single, mythical name, the Hemi. Taking lessons learned directly from the brutal world of motorsport, Chrysler engineers fitted this engine with a hotter camshaft, higher compression, and, most importantly, a pair of ravenous 4-barrel carburetors. The result was a nice, round number that Chrysler was so proud of, they put it in the car's name, 300 horsepower. In an era of timid marketing, this was an audacious claim, and the C300 backed it up. It didn't just perform, it dominated. It descended upon Daytona Speed Week and the fledgling NASCAR circuit and annihilated the competition. It wasn't a nimble, delicate sports car. It was, for all intents and purposes, America's first true muscle car, elegantly dressed in a tuxedo designed by Virgil Exner. With the C300, Chrysler didn't just build a fast car, they launched a dynasty, the iconic Letter Series, and laid the very foundation for the muscle car wars to come. Number 4. A legend forged in fire. The 1956 Jaguar XK SS. If the Chrysler C300 was America's heavyweight champion, then Britain's answer was a graceful, lightning-fast middleweight with the heart of a lion. This is a machine that blended raw, unbridled performance with an elegance so profound it could take your breath away. This is the Jaguar XK SS. Its story begins not on the street, but in the crucible of the world's most grueling race, the 24 Hours of Le Mans. The XKSS was, essentially, a road-legal, barely tamed version of the legendary Jaguar D-Type race car, a machine that had conquered Le Mans multiple times. When Jaguar decided to withdraw from factory racing in 1956, they were left with 25 unsold D-Type chassis. Their brilliant solution? Convert them into the ultimate street cars. And so, the XKSS was born. It retained the D-Type's glorious 3.4-liter straight-six engine, producing around 250 horsepower, and its stunningly beautiful, ultra-lightweight aluminum body. This combination was electric. It could sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in a blistering 5.2 seconds, making it faster than almost any American rival. But its story is tinged with tragedy. In 1957, a devastating fire swept through Jaguar's Browns Lane factory, destroying 9 of the 25 cars destined for conversion. In an instant, a rare car became an automotive unicorn. This tragedy, combined with its ownership by the king of cool himself, Steve McQueen, who adored his XKSS and called it the best car I've ever driven, cemented its mythical status. The Jaguar XKSS is more than just a car. It's a fusion of speed, style, and fate. The European crown jewel in a sea of American muscle. Number 3. America's supercar is born. The 1957 Chevrolet Corvette Fully. The early Corvette was a beautiful idea, a stylish, all-American answer to Europe's sports cars. But in its first few years, it was more about style than substance. That all changed in 1957. This wasn't just another model year, this was a revolution. This was the year the Corvette grew fangs and became a true supercar. This was the year of the Fuelie. The Fuelie moniker referred to the single most important innovation of its time, the ramjet mechanical fuel injection system. In an era dominated by carburetors, this was space-age technology. Developed under the watchful eye of the Corvette's legendary godfather, Zora Arkus Duntov, this system allowed for precise fuel delivery, unlocking the full potential of the magnificent 2.83 cubic inch small block V8. The result was a milestone in automotive history. The 1957 Corvette Fuelie became one of America's first production engines to achieve the holy grail of engineering: 1 horsepower per cubic inch. 283 horsepower from 283 cubic inches. It was an insane, unbelievable number for 1957. In its lightweight fiberglass body, this potent engine could launch the Corvette from 0 to 60 miles per hour in a staggering 5.7 seconds. While lumbering family sedans struggled to get under 12 seconds, the Fuelie was in another dimension. It was a symbol of pure American innovation, proof that Detroit could build a world-class performance machine on its own terms. Today, an original, numbers-matching 57 Fuelie is a priceless treasure, a cornerstone of American automotive history. Number 2. The Bridge to Greatness. The 1959 Pontiac Bonneville Tri-Power. Long before the legendary GTO lit up the streets and officially kicked off the muscle car era, Pontiac was already building its arsenal. Their secret weapon was a full-size luxury coupe that hid the heart of a warrior. In 1959, this weapon reached its absolute zenith of power and presence. This is the Pontiac Bonneville Tri-Power. Don't let its massive, elegant proportions fool you. This was no sluggish land yacht. This was a land-bound missile. With its famous wide-track stance providing newfound stability, the Bonneville was already a great handler. But the real magic happened when you ticked the box for the Tri-Power option. This armed the car with a formidable 3.89 cubic inch V8, but instead of 1 carburetor, it had 3 ferocious 2-barrel carbs sitting in a row. This system was a masterpiece of mechanical finesse. Under normal cruising, the car would sip fuel from the central carburetor. But when you stomped on the gas pedal, the outer 2 carbs would roar to life, unleashing a torrent of fuel and air. The result was 315 horsepower and a sound that was less like a car and more like a jet engine spooling up for takeoff. For a car weighing over 4,000 pounds, its ability to hit 60 miles per hour in around 8 seconds was simply astonishing. The Pontiac Bonneville Tri-Power was a clear, bold statement. Earth-shattering speed didn't just belong to small sports cars. It could live, breathe, and thrive in a refined, full-sized American coupe, built for those who wanted to travel first class very, very fast. Number 1. The future arrives. The 1957 Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Gullwing. There are fast cars, there are beautiful cars, and then there are cars that transcend time itself. In an era of heavy steel and primitive carburetors, one car arrived on the scene looking less like a product of its time and more like a visitor from another galaxy. Launched in 1954 but perfected through its final coupe year in 1957, this car remains one of the fastest, most advanced, and most beautiful automobiles ever created. This is the undisputed king, the Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Gullwing. Its otherworldly gullwing doors were not a stylistic gimmick, they were a brilliant engineering necessity. The car was built around a complex, lightweight, tubular space-frame chassis inspired by race cars, which provided incredible rigidity but resulted in very high and wide sills. The only way to allow for entry was to hinge the doors on the roof. Every time you stepped inside, you felt like you were boarding a vessel destined for the stars. The innovation didn't stop there. Under its sculpted hood was a 3-liter straight-six engine tilted on its side to achieve a lower profile. But its real party trick was direct fuel injection, a technology borrowed from Messerschmitt fighter planes of World War II that wouldn't become mainstream in cars for another 3 decades. This advanced power plant, combined with a sleek, aerodynamic body, allowed the 300 SL to achieve a top speed of up to 161 miles per hour, a number so mind-blowing for the 1950 seconds it bordered on science fiction. The 300 SL Gullwing wasn't just fast, it was a rolling testament to precision, innovation, and timeless elegance. It was the car that single-handedly announced to the world what German engineering was capable of in the post-war era. Today, it stands as one of the most valuable and sought-after collector cars on the planet, because it never just represented speed, it carried the dream of a future we all once imagined. From the raw, untamed power of American V8s to the delicate, razor-sharp precision of European marvels, the 1,950 seconds was the crucible where modern car culture was forged. These tin machines weren't just metal, glass, and rubber, they were vessels of ambition, innovation, and the relentless pursuit of freedom. We saw giants like Chrysler, Ford, and GM flex their industrial might, but we also saluted the daring underdogs like Studebaker and the forgotten heroes like DeSoto who dared to challenge the established order. Some became household names, legends whispered by generations of enthusiasts, others faded into the pages of history. But every single one of them deserves to be remembered as a key chapter in the glorious story of speed. But now, the conversation shifts to you. We've shown you our 10 titans, but we want to hear from our community. Which of these 10 automotive legends would be in your dream garage? Was it the futuristic Gullwing, the rebellious Porsche 550, or the brute force of the Chrysler C300? Drop your choice in the comments below and tell us why. And if you've ever been lucky enough to see, hear, or even ride in one of these magnificent beasts, share that story. That's how we keep the passion alive. If you felt that thrill, that rush of nostalgia and horsepower, be sure to give this video a massive thumbs up. It truly helps the channel. And if you want more deep dives into the greatest automotive icons in history, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you never miss the next ride. Thank you for joining us on this journey back in time. Until next time, keep the revs high and the passion alive.